What's going on, everyone? It's Simon, and today I'm excited because we are talking gear for Ethiopia. The rental gear has finally showed up, so now we can talk about everything in full, what we're taking, why we're taking it, and all of that good stuff. Let's get into it right now. As you can see, we've got a lot of different equipment here. I've got high-end stills cameras, the versatile cameras. We've even got a little 360 camera. And I wanted to take a couple minutes and talk about what we're taking, why we're taking it, how we're using it, and so on and so forth. So we're gonna start all the way over on my right, your left, and we're gonna work our way across from biggest to smallest. My workhorse video camera is the Sony FS5. You've seen me talk about it in other videos, and that is a powerhouse little camera. It's super small and compact, but it packs a lot of punch when it comes to versatility, ease of use when you're out in the field. The built-in ND, especially being a built-in variable ND, is huge. Being able to have all of our audio sources plugging right into that at all times is also super helpful. It just makes it really efficient for us to use while we're bouncing around. These types of projects are really run and gun, so we have to be able to be nimble and quick, which is where the FS5 comes in. And it's also so small, it's easy for us to hide and just put away and carry around and stuff like that. And that's why we've got the FS5. As you can see, everything else, we've got A7 series cameras with an A6600. The reason why we picked these specific cameras, especially the A6600, is they all work off of the Sony Z battery. It's not just the fact that it's multiple types of batteries. We don't have to carry multiple types of battery chargers, which is extra weight and space that we have to take. Whereas everything being on a Sony Z battery, we're able to go ahead and use the same batteries, the same chargers across all of our equipment. So that way it just gives us a little extra redundancy and it makes it easier for us as we're out in the field. Now right here, we've got two A7R3s. These are going to be our workhorse stills and time-lapse cameras. The reason we've got the one with the battery grip is because we can do longer time lapses and some things like that. We've got the more nimble, non-gripped one, which is my favorite way to have it because it just makes it nice, light, and small. This is going to be huge for us because we're going to be doing a lot of stills. We're delivering a stills library to the client, so we want to make sure we have nice, high-quality stills as they're redoing all of their marketing content over the next 6 months. Then we've got three A7 IIIs. Now, why so many A7 IIIs? And that's because I find it to be the most versatile camera on the market right now. The 24 megapixel sensor is huge for getting a good sized still image, but it's also not so big that it hurts it on ISO performance. I have used these on 10,000 ISO before and gotten really good image, obviously not as good as 200 ISO, but it's a very usable image, which makes it great for our versatility where we're working in all sorts of different situations that we may run into issues where we're shooting at night where we need to be able to use that higher ISO. One of these is pretty much going to be dedicated as a behind the scenes camera for us, so that way we can get a lot of good content for you guys to understand what it really takes to pull off these kinds of jobs. And then we're also going to have one that's going to be our B camera for the FS5, and then we're going to have one as a redundancy for if we break a camera. It does happen from time to time. We have to have a backup just in case it breaks because we can't call a camera store. We can't call a rental house and be like, hey, can we pick up that camera tomorrow? It doesn't work when you're out of the country, especially when you're in Africa and there's not really rental stores or anything that's available. And then because of the type of work we're doing, we're going to be bouncing around into some crowded markets most likely. And so that's where we wanted something that's a little bit smaller so that we can, with this pancake lens, this is the Sony 2.8 pancake, and this is a tiny combo that can literally fit in my pocket. So being able to have a super small camera that we can still get quality images with is super handy for us as we're getting into some of those environments that we might have to be a little bit more low profile. And then as far as random behind the scenes, maybe on the plane, that kind of thing, we've got the RX100 where maybe we don't want to break out one of the bigger cameras, or if we're in a situation where we want to use the RX100 as a B to the A6600 it gives us something that we can still use while still being small, low profile, and being able to get that stuff that we need. And then last but not least, we got the Insta360 One X. And this is going to be fun for us. We are going to be capturing some VR content. I want to try a couple things with this organization that we could show to high-end donors, where maybe someone comes into their office or they're doing an in-person conversation with something like the Oculus Go, where you can show them in like real like VR 360 what it feels like to be in the environment at the facilities. They aren't an orphanage that we're working with, but they do have a preschool and they do have facilities where they do donation giveaways and things like that. So it would be interesting to be able to show people what it's like at their facilities. That is the general gist of our cameras that are going with us. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'd be glad to answer them. If you have any other comments, let me know. Be sure to be subscribed so you can keep up with us as we're going through this project, and be sure to hit the like button if you got something out of this. Stay tuned. Have a great week. I'll see you guys next time.